guys, and welcome back to my channel. Layla here, and today I'm going to be doing another sketchbook spread. This is my Ohuhu sketchbook. It's the small, cute little square one. And I've already have some pieces drawn in it. And what is going on with this page? I don't like that page. I'm going to skip to the next one. Okay. Anyways, so for today's video, I'm going to be focusing on basically what I have been doing these past few weeks. I got myself into this game and I'm going to be drawing my character from it. And I basically just wanted to go ahead and kind of talk about it. It's honestly, this video is probably going to sound like a 10-minute long advertisement for this game. And I promise you it's not. I'm not being paid to talk about this at all. But I wanted to do just a fun video focusing on something that I really like at the moment. And boy, I feel really rusty with my traditional art. I haven't been practicing much these past few weeks and it really shows. It's like I drew guidelines for my head and it's like, why did I even draw guidelines? Because I'm drawing absolutely outside of them. But basically, this game that I've been playing is called Sky, Children of the Light, and it's a social indie adventure game that was developed and published by that game company. And in the game, the player kind of just explores this magical kingdom using a cape that basically gives you the ability to fly, which is definitely one of the things that really attracted me to the game in the beginning. I wasn't too crazy about the whole social aspect, and it's funny because I didn't really know it was a social kind of game. I actually assumed other players were like NPCs for a second. And I know that sounds like really dumb, but basically it's like 8 players to a server. And the thing about it is you don't openly chat with people. You have to actually like become their friend. And then after you do that, you have to spend in-game currency to actually talk to them. So I was basically just going around thinking everyone was just an NPC because they don't talk back to you. So I don't know. Is that a weird reason? I don't know. Maybe. So this is my character. And all the characters are designed to like be children in a sense. But the character designs aren't actually human. But I like to draw my characters as human. They're kind of just like an otherworldly creature with human-ish characteristics. And it's just really cute. I'm not entirely too sure how to describe it. You'd have to like either play the game or use Google to like check it out. But yeah, this is my in-game character. She's super cute. She's got these little strawberry buns on either side of her head. Cute little bangs. She's got these little tassels that hang from the sides that I forgot to put in. Also, quick tip to those who are new to the whole sketching process. It's always good to start your sketches out light, which is basically what I did. And now I'm going in and adding detail and defining certain areas that I really like that I know are gonna pretty much stay. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen me draw my character quite a number of times and have seen me speak about this game quite a bit. It's just a really cute game, guys. And it's definitely helped a lot in this moment with the whole quarantine issue going on with the pandemic and just being indoors a lot. And I think I mentioned I wasn't going to be super spoilery about the game, but I think that decision is kind of hard to make because everything I want to talk about is pretty much spoilery when it comes to this game. But for about the first month or so while I played the game, I didn't really make a lot of friends, which in a way was kind of good. I was more focused on just understanding the game and collecting stars in each map. But eventually I did find myself having to sort of reach out to somebody because the final map is extremely hard for a newbie. And I was mostly just afraid of that final world. Didn't think I could handle it on my own because even the game has like a little tip section that's like, hey, you might want to consider perhaps doing this world with friends. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess so. Now I've learned I can actually do it on my own, which is cool. It's kind of like a look how far I've come kind of thing. But anyways, but the person that I befriended was this dude named Jun. I kind of just sat at his table. I didn't know it was his. There was just a random table sitting at home, which allows people who aren't friends to chat with each other. So I was like, let me sit here, see what happens. And he came right over and was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, can you please take me to the final map? Because I'm scared. And of course, being the cool person that he was like, yeah, of course. And yeah, I just ended up, in my opinion, being really lucky to have met Jun, because out of Jun, I also became friends with his friends, particularly Nero, who I went on to create a Discord server for our gaming with other friends, and Ducky, who is just all around an amazing person. She's the sweetest human I've ever met. Oop. I had to redo this head. It was kind of gigantic. It still kind of is. I don't know. But yeah, definitely had to resize it a bit. I'm struggling. I have no idea why. Sometimes I don't feel like a real artist. I feel like a fake. Especially when things like this happen. It won't seem like it in the final video, but I've literally been working and tweaking this head for the past at least 30 to 40 minutes. And it's driving me nuts. And it's crazy because I'm a big believer in the idea of sketching and sketchbooks should be relaxing and not stressful. But then stuff like this happens and I'm like, am I being a perfectionist or what? What is going on here? But I also know that some people have different ideas for what their sketchbook should be. A lot of people like having each page be a final piece. And that's just amazing because I've never thought of sketchbooks like that. Like a portfolio, that's what it's like. I don't know. I'm getting too caught up with trying to perfect how it looks that it's actually causing me stress. And usually when art starts stressing me out, that's kind of when I tell myself to move on, because there have been times when I have worked on something trying to perfect it and get it exactly how I want it, only to just get worse and worse and worse. Whereas now I kind of know better to just be like, okay, it's all right. I'm leaving it how it is, and either I leave it like that or I come back to it, the next day with fresh eyes and not a lot of stress in me. So I was gonna line it, but I think I'm just gonna color it in a bit with my hoo-hoos. And I'm not gonna add dramatic coloring, just more tints in a sense, just to give it some liveliness. Or maybe I will do dramatic coloring. Because tints don't seem to be working. I'm kind of losing the sketch because the colors themselves are kind of stronger than my pencil lines. So it's coming out a little weird. And then I do the eye color yellow because in the game, the eyes glow with pretty much light because it's almost like the characters in the game are made of light. It's like the life force of the game. And so I'm trying to just get that sort of glowy effect for the eyes. And yeah, and basically if you lose your light force, you pretty much, you don't die. But you can't exactly do much without it. And then her hair is white, but I hate that. There's no other color for hair. So what I like doing is I like doing a really, really pastel tint. So this is a pale cherry pink, because pink is basically my favorite color. So I imagine if there was color options for hair, it would definitely be pink. And then her cape that I have is pink. It was pretty much one of the first items I got her. And then she's got these cute little hair tassels. They're sometimes referred to as earrings, but I don't think they're earrings. Mostly because they don't hang off the earlobe. So yeah. And that's another thing about the game. For some weird reason, a lot of players can't seem to agree on names for different items. It's really funny. And there's no official name given sometimes for each item. On some there are, But I don't know. I just find it really funny. There's a mask that to me looks like a fox mask. And it does have an official name. It's the weasel mask, which I guess it looks like a weasel mask. I don't know. Looks more fox-ish to me. And then her bodysuit is completely white, but I'm going to use this mint blue just to kind of do little shadows. I guess I could use a light gray, but light gray sounds a little boring at the moment, and I don't want to use that. And then I'm just going to use my Tombow black to outline some of the pencil, mostly because, like I said before, the addition of the marker color kind of washed out some of the sketch, so I just want to darken some parts just to help even it out. And normally I would not use Tombow to ink anything as far as when it comes to coloring with alcohol markers, because you definitely don't want to use water-based ink to outline, because then when you go in with your alcohol markers, all that black ink is gonna smudge like crazy and it'll just be a disaster. So what you would be looking for is definitely something just more compatible. I personally use the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens that are water resistant and have a pretty high light fastedness to them. Another good option is the Sakura Microns. They're pretty good too. But with this piece, since I already did all my colors and I won't be adding any more colors with alcohol markers, I'm just using my Tombow to ink in certain areas. And I think this is it. I did have plans for doing more on this side of the page, but I feel like things got overly complicated when I started drawing this figure as far as my emotions go. Like, really had a hard time with the face and just a few other things that I decided to tweak and change again and again. So sometimes when I feel that way, I feel it's always best to just quit while you're ahead, because oftentimes I'll be like, no, I'm going to push through and, continue on. And I feel like if I had done that, it just would have been a real big disappointment on this side. But I am satisfied with this cute little drawing. I've added another page, done to my sketchbook. So that's exciting. What I do think I might add is some white gel pen for my shinies that I like to do just in certain areas really quick. And that's pretty much it. Just the eyes and the lips for this one. And I'm going to call it Din. And that's pretty much that. So if you enjoyed this video, maybe comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.